Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Grays Harbor County Commissioners March 3rd non-action meeting. I'm Commissioner Georgia Miller, representing District Number 1.
Rick Hall, District 2.
I'm Vicki Rains, District 3.
Good morning. All right, well, today we're going to start the meeting off with, we have a couple bid openings for Chatham.
Yes, commissioners, we have two responses to each one of the bids today. The first one is for the 2026 aggregate supply contract. First respondent was Brumfield Construction. There we go. All right. Checking if any additional additives here. It looks like the price on this bid is for 1/2 number 4 crushed screenings in Elma, $45 per ton. For 1/2 number 4 crushed screenings in Copalis, $35 per ton. And I did see a bid bond attached. Second bid is from Northwest Rock. There's tape on one side, I'm sorry. It's not that.
Well, online proof that we waited to open it right now.
Yes, the old days.
There's no doubt.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear any of that. I don't know if, I think there were a couple of you talking. Was there something?
Oh, no, I was teasing about the fact that there's proof that we're opening it in front of everyone. It was hard to open the envelope.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you.
All right, so for this one, the 1/2 number 4 for Elma is $33.50 per ton. And the 1/2 number 4 for Copalis is $36.50 per ton. And I do see a bid bond attached. All right. Thank you. The second bid for the 2026 emulsified asphalt supply contract, we have two responses. The first one is from McAsphalt Industries. Checking there's a lot of extra papers here. Okay, so for this bid, we had for the emulsion type CRS2P, $610 per ton. And I did see a bid bond attached. And the second response is from Albine.
First response. Lick.
It was, yeah, McAsphalt Industries.
Thank you.
I'll play on words there. Or it could be someone's last name, I don't know. And okay. Okay, so for the CRS 2P, 1,289 tons, it's $599 per ton.
Who was that bidder?
Albina Asphalt. And a bid bond is also attached for that one.
Okay.
And that would be all we see.
All right, thank you so much. Today we do not have any scheduled meetings and presentations, so we'll move down to the approval of the agenda. It has been requested to pull the item under public health regarding the RFP. Is there any other changes the board would like to make?
I'll make a motion, we approve the agenda with the deletion of the public health item.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the agenda with the deletion of the public health item. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Alright,
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Now we have public comment. This is public comment on any agenda items being considered this meeting. It's limited to 3 minutes. This is on any agenda item being considered this meeting. Please type your comment into the chat box or raise your hand to be unmuted to speak. Is there any public comment?
Don't see anything.
Okay. All right, then we'll move down to the consent agenda. How does the board wish to proceed?
have we approved
So-
the agenda?
I'll second it.
And moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, under commissioners, we have discussion items, commissioner committee and liaison reports. Commissioner Rains, would you like the honors of going first?
Sure, I just have a few items. On the 18th and 25th of February, I participated in the Legislative Steering Committee for the Washington County's Risk Pool. We continue to make a little bit of progress in there, especially with the tort claim limits, and not sure if that'll get passed this year, but we'll be looking at it in the coming years, of course. Also participated in an entrance conference for the risk pool. I've had multiple meetings with Seabrook related to some forest property, as well as permitting issues and building expansion issues. I'll be passing that on in more detail. I have shared with the planning and building with Suresh and Mark, had a combined meeting with them and Seabrook on those items. And then I'll be reaching out to Nikki Brown over the other, because it's a little bit more tourism related. So keep you posted on that. And then on the 26th, I had the opportunity to swear in the new Drainage District Commissioners, Stan Sturgeon, Michelle Wiley, and John Schleiger. It was pretty fun to kind of see that with Scott Betcher there as well, to see the whole thing kind of come full circle. So that was pretty exciting. I do want to extend my appreciation to Wendy. We couldn't have got to this point without her. She's done a great job in communicating with election, the folks out in the district boundaries, as well as other pertinent staff, including Scott. And I just really appreciate all the work and the effort that she's put forth in that. On the 25th, the 27th, and on March 1st, I had multiple Timberland Regional Library meetings. Very concerned at the direction that the Board of Trustees is going. The board meeting that they had that I listened in on last Wednesday, half of public comments related to the inner workings of Timberland Regional Library. There's a lot of frustration after hearing from multiple residents, former trustees, and employees. The board did decide to move forward and approve a reduction in force of about 20 and potentially upwards of 30% of their staff. I think that this is something that the county commissioners need to be very aware of and stay on top of. I don't know how you go from November of having a uh, being fiscally sound, and here you are in February and you have a tremendous deficit after you have provided to upper management 15% salary increases. I was disappointed when they went to do the salary, or excuse me, the layoff notices that will go out on March 16th, excuse me, that the Board of Trustees took no action to either claw back or make reductions in those leadership executive position salaries, which I think is a big mistake. I attended the Forensics Investigation Council meeting. My last meeting for that will be in March, and then Wendy can take that off of the list for the next commissioner. And if one of the commissioners want to serve in that capacity, they would go through WASAC to be appointed. Other than that, just standard meetings. I'm in Nashville for the risk pool and met with brokers regarding the county and the pool's reinsurance program that we have. And so far, the meetings have been positive. We are losing Chubb this year, which is a longtime reinsurer with the program, but we're hoping to bring on Upland. We met with them this morning. That's where I just came from. Other than that, I travel back tomorrow and back in the game for regular meetings. So thank you. That's all I have.
Commissioner Hall.
Great. Okay, thank you. I was just gonna say that I would not be the one to be on the forensic investigation team. My mind is still seared from that pictures that the coroner shared with us at the fire station.
He actually said that after your meeting, and I met with him later, that he removed some of those photos for my benefit after your reaction.
I'm just so thankful for our
Thank
first
you for not
responders, the people that take care of that.
Yeah.
community.
That's pretty.
You know, Rick, we don't have any photos like that. It's all written. We don't have any photos like that on the board.
nice.
They talk about programs, they talk about budgetary items, et cetera. So I don't want to take up any of your time, but I just wanted to clarify
Oh, okay.
that
Nice.
it doesn't
All
sound
right.
it doesn't sound as though the District 1 and District 2 commissioners are true crime fans. So I'll leave it at that.
So
Because it wouldn't have bothered Wendy at all, would it, Wendy?
Can we go to pictures? Yeah, here's
The better pictures.
yeah. Well, I don't know if you can scroll down most to this pictures, but they had a very interesting meeting with the Chehalis Basin Partnership, and they always seem to bring up interesting and somewhat maybe controversial topics. But this one was about water and water rights, and it shows what needs to happen is the Chehalis River Basin has to maintain a certain degree of watershed, water flowing through our streams, and that's all set up by ecology, and it's all documented what's supposed to happen here. But what's happening is certain areas are basically running out of water. So if they, like the red area there is Thurston County, if they continue to draw more water out of their wells and stuff, then they will not be meeting the minimum requirement for the watershed. And so what they're doing is they're buying water rights from the TransAlta facility that's shutting down. Now you can see it, you can kind of put those two maps together. You can see that the water that they're buying is well removed from where their location is. And so I kind of have a chip on my shoulder about this because to me, it's kind of like wetlands mitigation. So up in Seattle, Tacoma, and the urban areas, they feel to their heart's content they buy wetlands from Grays Harbor because land's much cheaper. And then when it's our time to develop or use those lands, we can't. And so I'm concerned a little bit about the water. If you go to the next slide, it shows that Trans Alta has about 28,000 acre feet per year of water reserved. I think you skipped one, or I didn't get them in the right order. Oh no, that's it. I'm sorry. That's it. And Thurston is trying to buy about a tenth of that, 2,898 acre feet for $8 million. So the math shows that that water right is worth $80 million that TransAlta has behind that dam. And when we went through this discussion, Terry Willis, ex-commissioner and farmer, commented that some of the farms here are not using their water anymore because, you know, the cost of well, irrigation systems and stuff like that. And the water rights are a use it or lose it proposition. So you don't have the right to your water unless you can prove to ecology that you're using it. And so what has the potentiality to happen is some of our farmers are aging, they're not wanting to irrigate anymore. And so there's this strong potential that we would lose future rights to do that. And Terry called me after this meeting. She said, perhaps the county could buy the water rights or some entity so that they would be available for future generations when water is in even shorter demand. It's really funny. I think maybe Yahoo or Google was reading my email or something, because this morning my first newsfeed was like United Nations concerned about water, and then there's water fight going on in the Mexican Texas border. And so I think, again, this is just something I wasn't aware of. It's interesting to me that they're using grant money to buy these water rights, because you're going like, that means we're all being taxed to feed into the money to supply the grant so that Thurston can use it to buy water rights so that they can continue to overdevelop. I mean, it's just really interesting to me, and I thought it's something that everybody should be aware of, because it has, I mean, you know, I talked to Sam about it. We've got a lot of water in Grays Harbor.
And there's future impacts, with like on our farm, the past people were not irrigating, so they lost the rights. So now we cannot start irrigating. So we bought the farm later, which is obviously farms sell, and somebody new wants to come along and farm. Now we don't have the ability to farm anything that would require irrigation. So it is a valid concern
So something
for the
that we need to
future of
be
farming.
concerned about. The other thing that I know is this Brazilian Eldia. I'm not pronouncing it right. It's a weed that's in our rivers. It looks very much like the Canadian version that's natural. It grows up to a foot a day. It outcompetes the native plants. It changes the water temperature by maybe up to 15 degrees.
Wow.
It makes so it reduces the ability for the salmon fry to survive. And I just wanted I know a lot of it are out. JR, I know for instance, is out in the rivers all the time. You know, people might want to speed up and chop through it. It reproduces by fragments.
Oh. You don't want to
And so you think you're doing some good tearing it up. It's not. There's a picture of it, so it's the one on the right, so you can identify it. So it was introduced by somebody emptying their aquarium in Plummer Lake up in Lewis County, right? And it's made it all the way down. It's contaminated like 54 miles of the river now. 54 river miles. And it's going to take $1.3 million to clean it up. And the way that they have to do it, they've tried vacuuming it with boats and stuff. That doesn't work. So they have to go in with divers and they have to get down right at the base and pull the very last nut. If it breaks out, you're screwed, so you have to pull it. Sorry about that. So anyway.
It's the family program.
Nice pictures.
Sorry. Yes. So they're trying to get a $1.3 million grant to eradicate that stretch of the river. I thought that was really important. I know we're out there in the rivers fishing and stuff like that. Be on the lookout for this stuff and report it if you see it. It's something that it's got a high enough classification.
Has this been added to our noxious weed board?
Yeah, it was the noxious weed that
Okay.
that reported out on it. It was just one of those things that you're not aware of until you learn about it. And so I just wanted to pass that on. Finally, the Harbor Strong in my town, which is a combination of the Aberdeen and Hoquiam groups, are having a meeting tomorrow night in the Little Theater in Hoquiam. And this, it's interesting where we get together and we talk about this one's kind of like the hidden things that are impacting our youth and making it hard for them in this environment. So I just kind of started being on that committee, that group. I don't think it was originally assigned, but recently, like I was contacted from somebody from Grayland that wanted to do this sort of thing, and I was able to put them in contact with Sherilyn because I think we're all concerned about our youth, and I think that if you have some time tomorrow at 5:30, this would be a good way to get involved with the community. They're doing good work, so that's pretty all.
Go ahead.
Lamb count 10. That was the final.
Oh, did y'all catch that? 10 lambs total for Commissioner Holm. And you're done for the season.
Oh, yeah, we got one goat.
Goats.
We got a goat. Anyway, thank you.
Well, speaking of.
Go
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask if the 10 lambs were predicted and planned for, or were they surprises?
The last 9 were.
Surprise in there. So speaking of youth, I met with Josh Martin from Summit Pacific and Nikki Brown to talk about the potential for expanding third spaces for youth in East County. Our gaps analysis did identify great work that the Grays Harbor County Health Department along with Summit Pacific worked on. Did identify that East County is sufficiently deficient in third spaces for youth. And so it was a great conversation and more to come with that. But the fairgrounds has space for programs.
Oh yeah.
So and Nikki has some ideas. So I'm excited as she develops those out and can bring those back to the board for us to talk about that. But I know that we are all concerned with expanding third spaces for youth. It makes our communities healthier and less, hopefully, suicidal ideation and drug use and all of that. And hopefully we can change a generation. So that would be great.
Yes, it would.
I also drug Darren Rains from Grays Harbor Inc. with me to the Business and Industry Association of Washington's Master Builders Roundtable discussion, where they were talking about the different policies in Washington, specifically Thurston County, affecting builders and construction. Basically, I wanted to go to see what was happening and if we can entice contractors to come to Grays Harbor to build here, and what would be some of the reasons why they may not build here. And they actually were very complimentary to Grays Harbor. The one thing that they said repeatedly that they would like to have from any building and planning is consistency, so that when one person comes in and needs a problem solved or has a situation, that it's the same as the next person. So just a streamlined, consistent answer, consistent process. And then so I put out the welcome wagon. Please come to Grays Harbor and work with us. And we will continue to, we'll shift gears back now that budgeting is done and some other big projects are out of the way. We'll shift back to working with building and planning to make sure that our processes are as streamlined and easy to navigate as they could be. And so I know Thomas is supposed to be doing some mapping on that. So that's great.
I think that's good news. Let me just jump in for a second, because I called up in the city of Tacoma and asked them what their laws were and requirements around ADUs.
Mhm.
And they were so like into it that they sent me plans. So they actually have pre-approved plans,
Yeah.
and they sent them all to me. I was like totally blown away by their customer service.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was totally cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so and some of the builders up there did not realize that we're a non-GMA county and that we're not required to follow some of the more restrictive rules that Thurston County has. And we don't have the special gophers and special frogs like they do in Thurston County.
That you can only check for
Makes
2
it
months out of the year.
So
Yeah.
So I am optimistic that we will have some new interest in building here in Grace Harbor. And along with that, I'm really proud of the work that we're doing. I believe that we have the RFP out, and I think we have had a couple responses for the housing needs assessment, which is going to be a big piece. What the assessment is for is to identify locations throughout the entire county of where housing is needed, what type of housing is needed, and what the infrastructure capacity currently is, and can that be expanded, or does it need a complete new system, what that looks like, so that we can really be thoughtful and targeted on our approach at getting additional housing. So kind of so many of the things that we're doing play one into the other. The comprehensive land use plan is still in the works. Parks plan, I believe, wrapped up or is almost wrapped up. So that's great. I've been attending the leadership team meetings for public services department, kind of a roundtable discussion that we've been doing. I'm a big believer in empowering staff. They're the ones doing the job. So getting them all to the table to say, hey, what do we need in this department and that department, and how can we solve some of the problems we have that fit within our strategic plan that I'm happy that will be out soon, because they don't have it yet. But just talking to them about consolidation, streamlining, all of those things. So when they're planning in their departments, if they keep the overall umbrella of our strategic goals and objectives in mind, and then how will the decisions and choices they make for staffing or reorganization align with the work that we've already done. And so they've been just really productive discussions as far as how do we achieve those goals. And so I'm really proud of our staff. We have great staff.
Is this with the health department, Commissioner?
No. With public services, with utilities and facilities, and their leadership team meetings on Monday.
Basically Kyle, Maggie, and Heidi.
Yes.
Plus Nikki.
Plus Nikki and Mike sat in, and Dan Tutenberg. Yep. So yeah.
I'm assuming we'll get information on those meetings.
Sure. I believe they've been talking about the kind of the reorganization and the staffing needs with each of the commissioners.
Yes. I think
Okay.
Kyle and Maggie has hopefully met with you. I know they met with me and Commissioner Hall. Yes.
Friday.
I haven't met with them, but I think we're
Okay.
meeting Thursday or Friday.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, so it's happening.
I didn't know that was the same as what you were talking about, because I had
Yep.
heard it mentioned before.
Yep. Okay. I also just a side note, we fund through LTAC. We give some funding to the music project, which is unplugged down in Aberdeen, and I got a special invitation from Danny and Lee Bacon, along with Elena and Nikki Brown, and also another advertising person that we work with to go on a full-blown tour of the museum and Kurt Cobain's childhood home. It was a 4-hour tour. Actually, it was longer than that. It was really incredible. A lady came from Japan just to take that tour. And it is a very personalized tour. Max, I think, is 4 to 5 people max. And it was very intimate. And I highly recommend if you have an afternoon and are interested at all. I mean, I think in Grace Harbor, we don't understand what a huge deal Nirvana and Kurt Cobain was, and the whole music scene and how it changed. So glad to see tourism dollars coming into our community, and they are very careful in how they tell the story and really focus on growing up here and the evolution of his music and the background. So it's very tastefully done. And so thank you to Danny and Lee Bacon for their commitment to our community and bringing additional tourism. And also had a chance to meet with an outside group that is looking to bring about 1,500 to 2,000 children to the fairgrounds in 2027 for a camping event. And that was really awesome. And it's awesome to see the new fair and events manager, along with her new assistant, Mike, work on some details to get new and different groups utilizing the fairgrounds. So all about revenue generation. So looking forward to that.
Yes.
Anyway, there's more stuff, but just kind of normal meet with people from the community and try and address their needs and all of that. So anyway,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So moving on, we have a discussion item. Number 2 is 3 resolutions to ratify 6 signature documents.
Yeah, this is just some housekeeping. There were some 5 documents that were not properly approved by the board to be signed in the way that they did. So for due diligence, we're just going to ratify the signatures with the resolutions. They are grouped by implementation date. So they had 2 different implementation dates. So there's 2 resolutions for 5 agreements. And then an additional agreement that came through signature request did not go through the board and was signed by one of the board members as well as Sam, and to ratify that signature that wasn't approved by the board brought a resolution forward. So
Okay.
there'll be 3 total on next week's agenda, and it will include the documents as exhibits to the resolutions.
Okay. I reviewed the material. I don't have any questions. Anybody else?
I don't have any.
Any questions?
No questions for me.
Okay, great. Then we will move on to fair and events and tourism. We have the fair resolution for petty cash for new custodians. It's really kind of a housekeeping issue. I don't have any questions on this. Does anybody else have a question on it?
No.
Commissioner Reins, did you have a question on this one?
I don't have any questions for that. For next week, and I don't have any questions on the LTAC awards either.
Okay. Did you have any questions on the LTAC awards? No. Okay, great.
Perfect. Straightforward here.
Moving on, it's just a review item for forestry. So unless somebody wants to talk about that, we can move down to management services. We have a memorandum of understanding with facilities for on-call pay.
No questions.
Okay.
No.
I don't have any questions either. The public health item was pulled from the agenda. So now we're at public services. Just have a review item there. I don't have any questions on that. We have for discussion, the road use agreement with Green Diamond Resource Company. Seems pretty straightforward. Yes.
No, I was just gonna say I did review the information that John sent out and I have no questions.
Do you have any questions? Pretty straightforward stuff. Again, we have an item for review for the sheriffs. I don't have any questions on that item either. Any of you? Okay. So now that we've worked through the agenda, we're at our second opportunity for public comment on county items. This is on any county item. It's limited to 3 minutes. please type your comment in the chat box or raise your hand to speak. This is your last opportunity to speak on any county item.
Be online or in the meeting room.
I don't have any public comment, but I would like for Sam to give me a call at the conclusion of our meeting if you're available.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We do have an executive session under RCW 42.30.140, section 4, subsection A, collective bargaining. It's been requested for 10 minutes. So we will leave this meeting, go into executive session, and then I'll come out and close
Is
this.
it executive session or closed session?
I'm sorry, it's closed session.
Closed.
So
Thank you.
10 minutes, we'll put you back at 10:46.
Okay. Welcome back. We've just wrapped up a closed session under RCW 42.30.140, section 4, subsection A, collective bargaining. We started the meeting at 10:36, lasted 10 minutes. It is 10:46. No decisions were made, no votes were taken. At this point, I would offer a motion to adjourn.
We adjourn.
So moved. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Commissioner Miller, did you want to meet with me after you've been with Jen, or are we good for today?